Look at this diagram. It is cozy, it is balanced, and it is a total lie. The solar system you grew up learning about, 8 planets in neat, concentric circles, is a children's diagram. The real thing is a graveyard of failed worlds, a clockwork of impossible collisions, and a system held together by forces that have been quietly breaking the rules for 4.6 billion years. Right now, you are not standing on a stable rock. You are on a ship sailing on its side at 490,000 miles per hour, headed toward a front window we call Hercules. You are riding the debris of a murdered planet through a vacuum that is actively trying to kill you. We tell ourselves a comforting lie that the night sky is peaceful, but space is not a sanctuary. It is a realm where planets are stripped by radiation, crushed by gravity, and frozen in darkness so deep that sunlight itself begins to die. Today, we are moving beyond the postcards to see the solar system as it actually is. A violent, temporary snapshot of chaos. All this we are going to learn today on Everyday Simple Science with Ray. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to our channel, like and share this video, and help us reach new people who are interested in learning about the what, why, and how of the universe. To understand why the solar system is terrifying, you have to understand how it actually started. It was not a peaceful condensation of dust. Recent research suggests our solar system's birth was triggered by the explosive death of a nearby star. A supernova shockwave, as bright as a billion suns, blasted into a cloud of gas, sweeping it up like a galactic broom and triggering the collapse that created us. In that violence, our sun was born, a thermonuclear explosion that has been running continuously for billions of years. At its core, the pressure is 340 billion times greater than what you feel at sea level. It converts 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium every single second. But the inner planets paid a brutal price for being close to this fire. Take Mercury, the closest world to the star. Mercury looks like a dead gray rock, but if you cut it open, the proportions are completely wrong. Roughly 70% of its mass is a solid iron core. A small planet has no business having a heart that big. The leading theory is that Mercury was once a much larger, rocky world that was hit by something the size of a small planet. The collision blasted its outer layers into space, leaving behind only the dense metal heart. What we call Mercury today is essentially the exposed core of a murdered planet, and it is still shrinking, its surface buckling into massive cliffs as its iron heart cools. Then there is Venus. From orbit, it resembles Earth, but beneath its clouds is an atmosphere so dense the pressure would crush your body in moments. It is hot enough to melt lead, because the atmosphere trapped the heat until the entire world became a furnace. Everything about Venus is wrong. It rotates backwards, possibly because a massive impact reversed its spin, or because its corrosive atmosphere is so heavy it literally torqued the planet's rotation to a halt. And then there is us. Earth is a fragile anomaly, protected only by a paper-thin membrane of air. Everything we have ever known exists beneath that delicate layer. We only exist because of a violent accident. Our moon is unreasonably large for our planet, and the current theory is that a Mars-sized object named Theia slammed into the proto-Earth 4.5 billion years ago. The collision was so violent it nearly liquefied the entire planet, and threw a cloud of molten debris into orbit that became the moon. Without that accident, our tilt would wobble chaotically, and complex life would never have had the stability to evolve. But here's the part they never told you in school. We are effectively trapped in an orbital prison. Crossing billions of miles of empty space to reach Pluto has started to feel routine, but there's one direction we have barely touched. One place that should be easy to reach, but turns out to be one of the hardest. Straight up, the Earth is moving around the Sun at 30 kilometers per second. Every rocket we launch inherits that massive sideways motion. To go straight up, out of the flat plane where the planets live, you first have to cancel out that 30 kilometers per second. The energy required is staggering. Reaching Pluto requires less energy than reaching a point just a few million miles directly above the Sun's North Pole. We are walled into a 4.6 billion-year-old prison of momentum. This means we have been observing our own sun almost entirely from the side, like trying to understand the weather of an entire planet while only standing at the equator. It was only in March of 2025 that a probe finally tilted its orbit enough to send back the first direct images of the Sun's South Pole. We found a chaotic, magnetically tangled region that challenges everything we thought we knew about our star. Then we come to our neighbor, the fourth rock from the Sun, Mars. To the naked eye, it is a steady red spark of hope, a destination we dream of settling. But look closer, and you will see that Mars is not waiting to welcome us. It is a vision of planetary extinction. While Earth is a living masterpiece, Mars is a corpse. Billions of years ago, it likely had rivers carving through its surface and oceans covering entire regions. But Mars lost something essential. Because it is 10 times smaller than Earth, its growth was stunted. All that missing mass meant its internal heart started to cool and solidify 4 billion years ago. With no rotating liquid core, its magnetic field collapsed. Without that shield, the high-velocity particles of the solar wind began to pick away at the atmosphere, molecule by molecule, stripping it into the void until it became 100 times thinner than Earth's. Today, what remains is a frozen desert drenched in radiation, a world that quite literally had its air stolen by the sun. Moving outward, we meet the neighborhood bully, Jupiter. Jupiter is so massive that more than 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. It is less a planet and more a slowly cooling failed star. Its gravity is so dominant that it prevented a whole planet from forming in the asteroid belt. Every time rock tried to clump together, Jupiter's gravity yanked it out of alignment and sent it crashing into something else. The asteroid belt is not a destroyed world. It is the graveyard of a world that was never allowed to be born. Jupiter's magnetic field is a weapon 20,000 times stronger than Earth's, creating a radiation environment lethal to a human within minutes. Yet, within this danger, we find Europa, an ice-covered moon with a liquid ocean containing more water than all of Earth's oceans combined. We are looking at a system where the most hostile environments sit right next to the most promising places for life. Beyond Jupiter lies Saturn. From afar, it is a jewel, but those rings are a temporary feature. New data suggests the rings formed only 100 million years ago. Dinosaurs walked the Earth before Saturn had rings, and they are vanishing. Every second, thousands of kilograms of ring material rain down into Saturn's atmosphere. We are alive during the only window in history when Saturn has rings to look at. Further out, the sunlight begins to fade, and we find Uranus. Something catastrophic struck this world, knocking the entire planet onto its side. Now Uranus rolls through space horizontally, its poles taking turns pointing at the sun for 42 years at a time. The collision broke the planet's ability to generate its own warmth, leaving it as a frozen relic drifting at the edge of light. Finally, we reach Neptune, the most unforgiving planet in the solar system. It sits so far away that light takes 4 hours to reach it. It is a world of supersonic storms where winds exceed 2,000 kilometers per hour. But the real horror is inside Neptune. Deep in the darkness, The pressure is so extreme that methane molecules are ripped apart, and the carbon atoms are crushed into solid diamonds that rain through the interior for thousands of kilometers. According to laboratory breakthroughs from 2024 to 2026, the water inside Neptune is superionic, a state where oxygen atoms lock into a solid lattice while hydrogen ions flow through them like a liquid. This hybrid matter is what generates Neptune's bizarre, lopsided magnetic field. We have only visited this world once, in 1989, with a spacecraft built before most of you were born. Everything we know comes from a 35-year-old snapshot. Beyond Neptune, in the cold, dark edges, something is moving. This is the hunt for Planet 9, a massive world 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, shepherding distant icy rocks into orbits that should not exist. It orbits so far out that a single year could last 20,000 Earth years. We live in a bubble called the heliosphere, but we are surrounded by the Oort cloud, a vast spherical shell of trillions of icy objects nearly a light year away. It is the largest structure in the solar system, and it is almost entirely invisible to us. We are not just orbiting in a quiet neighborhood. The sun is falling forward through the galaxy at speeds that defy intuition, and we never return to the same point twice. The solar system is a single, brief iteration in a galaxy filled with chaos. Our stability is not a law of physics. It is a 4 billion year long roll of the dice that happens to be in our favor. Earth is a temporary miracle, a fragile oasis in a graveyard of worlds that have already met their end. If you found this video mind-blowing, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to see the solar system differently. And if you are new here, subscribe to Everyday Simple Science with Ray and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video like this. Before you go, there is a video playing on your screen right now that I think you will enjoy just as much. Go ahead and click on it. I will see you there.